If this hailstorm lasts another day, I'm gonna kill everyone here and then myself.
Wait, why us?
Because I'm considerate, Frank.
We can just topa it away, no?
We can try it.
Finally.
What happened? Oh, thank God. It's just a background extra.
What is that sticking out of his neck?
It's a glass shard.
What the fuck?
What is that?
Looks like a piece of the sky.
Welcome to another episode of Strangers in the Alps, a slasher podcast, where every week we pick a movie, talk about it in a mostly unfiltered fireside ramble. I'm Dan.
I'm Travis.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Canned Laughter.
Also known as Frank.
Yes.
Wow, guys, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's good to be back.
It's been a while.
We had a little bit of a detour here and there.
I have some tricks. I have some treats.
And yet you're still not speaking into the mic.
What's
I
that?
am. I'm not sideways, but I'm talking into the mic.
So we're going to do a little rowdy catch-up?
I guess.
What's been going on? I mean, I can tell you I was in Europe.
Paris.
I was in London.
What did
and
you
then
say?
France for 2 weeks. That was fun.
That sounds like fun.
It was a blast.
So, anyways,
Yes, enough about that. What's been going on, Travis?
just same old. Just I started watching Slumber Party Massacre 1, Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Simultaneously?
And it
No,
took
back to
him
back.
a whole month.
No,
Are
just
these movies we are going to discuss in the future?
Probably not.
Aw,
Maybe.
no,
Maybe
the
next
fir-
season.
So these are really, really low-end movies.
Well, the
I mean,
first one is
yeah.
funny in the sense where it was written as a parody movie, but then when of slashers, but then when the studio got it, they shot it straight, seriously. So it adds to the humor of it. And 2, I think, has one of the most ridiculous killers of all time. It's a rock star with an 80s glam rock star with a guitar, but there's a drill at the end of the guitar, and there's some musical numbers in there.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
That sounds actually
Lame.
kind of crazy.
Oh,
And lame.
Well, you know my taste.
lame.
Yes, I do. Chopping mall.
It's a little chopping.
A little choppy?
Can you explain to the listeners, please?
Nah, they
For
know.
context,
Yes.
They know.
Chopping Mall was episode 2 of Strangers in the Alps. Perhaps one of the worst movies I've ever had to sit through.
You're
which
welcome.
is considered one of your favorites.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so please check out Chopping Mall when you have a chance.
Chopping
It's
Mall.
85 minutes of absolute.
Trash.
No, it's 7. I think
Misery.
it's 77 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it felt like
Still-
79.
Still 70 minutes too long.
So you're allowing for the credits.
Yeah, that enjoyment. That's a long time to enjoy something.
It's the opening credit and the end credit.
That is a long time to enjoy something.
Y'all are
Sam, what have you
gross.
been up to?
Work.
Work.
But
Sam, what is the biggest movie coming out this holiday season?
well, it was supposed to be Dune. Now it's Wonka.
Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
Willy
Coming out
Wonka.
on Christmas.
Is it going to be musical?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, they don't show any of that in the trailer.
They
which-
never do
Well,
anymore.
and I
They
thi-
showed Into the Woods
and-
trailer.
Did a
Didn't
little
see
bit of
one
singing.
thing singing.
And I think that's my problem with the trailer. I think I kind of have no interest. I don't really want to watch it, but I think you can tell by watching this. I don't think the movie is sure if it wants to be like a continuation of the Gene Wilder movie or if it wants to be the Johnny Depp version. I think it's kind of unsure in its tone.
All we know is that Hugh Grant is an Oompa Loompa.
And Timothy Chalamet, his outfit is Gonzo's outfit from A Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh my god.
He stole his outfit.
But is it Oompa Loompa? I mean, are we doing that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's in the trailer.
Frank, what's up?
So it's not a remake.
No,
it's a
it's
prequel.
standalone.
It's before the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, it's how Wonka got his Willy.
Willy before the Wonka.
Alrighty then. Go ahead, Frank. What you been up to?
Well, not to put a damper on the ketchup, but on a serious note, the reason why we were gone for a whole month is because my brother actually passed away at the beginning of October. So we've just been dealing with that, getting stuff together, sorting out whatever affairs he had left, planning the funeral, going through with the funeral. So it's been a long month for me. But, eventually you kind of have to keep going. And, we originally planned this to be just like a 2-week thing. That was me being overly ambitious about how long it would take to get things back in order. But, resting mentally, physically, I've done a lot of long nights with work and stuff. So with the downtime, I've just been resting a lot, trying to mellow out, and then, plan to come back here. It's mostly just been biding time and relaxing, or as best as I could. So yeah.
How are you doing now? How is everybody in the family doing?
It's hard to gauge. Some days things are better, and then some days it's like it just happened yesterday. But I think overall things are moving in a positive direction. We're slowly finding our footing in the things we used to do. Just working as best as we can to keep things going, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's me. Yeah.
It's good to be back together.
It is good to be back together.
It's been very strange for me to just go through this long period of not getting together every week and just having fun and chatting.
You were getting cabin fever almost.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
I think I way went past cabin fever.
I didn't even remember where my seat was.
That's true. That's funny. Travis sits down next to me and go, "What are you doing?" This is where I always sit. We're like, "You never sit here."
All right, cool. That concludes it. Thank you.
Hey, well, we'll get back with you next week with another rowdy catch-up. And this week we watched a Hell's a Poppin' movie.
Hulu Raiser.
A Hulu Raiser.
Also known as
Hellraiser 2022.
Also known as
Hulu
Jello
Raiser.
Raiser.
Also known as just Hellraiser.
Also known as Pinhead.
Okay, so Dan,
Hey, Travis,
before
read
we
us
start,
the back of the VHS.
I'm not going to do that because
Okay.
before that, we're going to play a little game today.
Boom, boom, boom.
I told you not to look up any Hellraiser movies because I'm going to read. I'm
He
going to read.
actually watched all of them.
Yeah, I'm going to read some plot lines, and you're going to tell me.
I didn't watch 2.
Oh, okay.
I
That's the one you
skipped 2.
should skip. Yeah.
Okay.
So you've seen the original? No, you haven't seen the original. You've only seen 2022, right?
That would be correct.
Okay, so I'm going to read some plot lines and some facts, and you're going to tell me, is this made up, or is this or did this really happen in a Hellraiser movie?
This
So
actually
is this
happened.
from Hellraiser, or did you just make it up?
Yes.
I tried to put it cleaner for our audience to understand
That's
what we're
what I
doing.
said, but yes.
Okay, do it.
Okay. So, writing off the success and height of the Matrix movies, this film takes place in a hip video game.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, it is Hellraiser Hellworld from 2005.
I just watched that today.
Wow. That's the musical, right?
No, that's 6.
Okay.
Who's in it?
That's 6. Getting the mic there.
Oh yeah, actually, Frank's favorite actor is in it.
Henry Cavill.
No, he's
Superman.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, and
How
also
young was he?
Young enough.
And this was also Lance
Where it's not
Henriksen.
wrong.
Because they just throw him in anything now.
Oh,
Lance
yeah.
Henriksen is in it.
I was not surprised when he showed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Next question.
This movie
I'm 1 for 1, by the way.
starts out where a character is just going home, and then a disaster happens, and then they wake up, and it was all a dream.
That is not a Hellraiser movie.
Frank, is that a Hellraiser movie? Because it totally is. In this,
It is.
it is.
He didn't give you a
I
chance
know.
to answer.
It is Hellraiser 3, Hellworld, but the best part of it is in this opening, the character is being chased by a Cenobite that shoots CDs out of its mouth.
Yes.
And for those who have never seen a Hellraiser movie, we'll get into Cenobites in a little while. Go ahead.
Okay. Now
I
this
love
next
Cenobites.
one.
I do too.
They're so delicious.
I love them when they're heated up.
This movie, this sequel, takes place in the future, about 100, 200 years from now, where our character is woken up in space and gets upgraded to a all-new, upgraded version.
I hate how he sounds.
What-
Version.
Version.
Did you say virgin or version?
Version.
Both.
Gets body
Yes.
upgrades and gets like
That
half
is
robot.
not a Hellraiser.
What is it?
I don't know.
It's a Friday the 13th movie.
Very good.
Called
Jason
Jason
X.
X. Okay. Now.
Well, I only knew that because I knew there was Outer Space was not a Hellraiser movie.
Okay.
Not yet.
I don't know
This-
how I would know that.
This Hellraiser movie takes place in outer space, the 1600s, and the present day. We shoot through 3 different timelines in this movie, and it was the last film in the series.
Yes, it is a Hellraiser movie.
It is. Which one?
I don't know. You just said it's the last one in the series, so you already gave it away.
Yeah,
Damn.
I tried to trick. Because it's the last one written by Clive Barker. It was Hellraiser 4. Yeah, which was the last one to be released theatrically, and it actually features Sam's favorite actor, Greg Sestero.
My boy.
Oh, I love Greg Sestero.
My boy.
I have no idea
Yeah.
who he is. Go ahead.
This
All right, one more.
Hellraiser movie
Is a
was
Hellraiser movie.
directed by Scott Derrickson, who directed
You're
Doctor
totally making
Strange,
this up.
who directed Doctor Strange and some other horror movies.
No, it is not a Hellraiser movie.
No,
I can tell you're making this
And
all
it's a
up.
cop drama because it totally is a Hellraiser movie. It's called Hellraiser 5 Inferno, which was actually, and that'll be the last one because Dan, before we started this podcast, audience listening in, Dan saw this movie, Hellraiser 2022, and he tells me, Travis, I saw this one. I don't need to say any more because I don't know how they made 10 of these. But you know why? And then you know why I said we're going to play a game, Dan? Because as you can tell where I said I'm making these movies up, after the 4th movie, every film until part 9 was just repurposed scripts. Like, I think 5 was a cop drama, and then they just threw Pinhead in there. They rewrote, like, the last 20 pages.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so much better.
And
So, do we have a log line on Hellraiser
Well,
2022?
He's not done with
and
his
then I got one
facts.
Oh,
more.
I'm sorry.
And then the first one that was actually made in 2018, I think, which was the first movie in a while that had been written to be a sequel. They shot it in 10 days, and it was only made so they can retain the rights.
Wow. Was it? Did it go direct to streaming?
No, direct to DVD.
Are you done
Yes.
being a nerd?
Can you read us the back of the VHS tape for
Some people
Hellraiser
like hearing this
2022?
stuff.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
then
thought it was very interesting. I wasn't
then
listening.
I
I
have-
thought it
I
was
have-
interesting.
I
Yeah,
have to
thank you,
be-
Ivan.
Thank you.
Actually, he's not big on the Hellraiser movies.
Really?
Okay,
Okay,
great.
fuck you, Ivan.
Hey! We're going to cut that out.
We're not.
No, we are
I know.
not.
All right, let me get. Let's see that beat. Got to get that dust off. A take on Clive Barker's 1987 horror classic, where a young woman struggling with addiction comes into possession of an ancient puzzle box, unaware that its purpose is to summon the Cenobites.
I wasn't listening. What'd you say?
Just rewind it if you want to listen in. You can listen later because I'm not going to repeat that.
Rewind. Be kind.
Be kind, rewind.
I like my way better.
It is better.
And
Thank
don't
you.
whine.
Don't be kind.
All right, who wants to start us off?
Pre-thoughts. Anyone but me.
Oh, I can be done in 2 seconds.
If you
I can be
say
done in
that-
10 seconds.
Now, why did you up the time?
Because it's not going to take me 2 seconds.
Go.
I heard it was coming out.
Can I just interrupt real quick? You had seen all of the Hellraiser movies up to this point, yes?
He's only seen
Hell
one.
no.
You had not seen
No,
all of them?
I've only seen...
The first one.
I've seen like bits and pieces. I wouldn't say the whole thing. I don't think I've ever seen any of some of the sequels in one sitting. I've seen bits and pieces. I've only seen, I know, like in a sitting in completion is the first one, the second one, and then bits and pieces of all of them. And then I saw Hulu Razor.
How many bits or pieces did you see?
I'm not gonna. We're gonna be here. all
Okay,
day.
so what is your pre-thought then?
My pre-thoughts was, oh, they're making another one. Oh, it's going to be on Hulu. I think they're just doing this because of, like, Halloween 2018 and some other reboots. One day I was at home, and it was on Hulu, so all I had to do was hit play, and I just watched it. I said, I got nothing else to do.
Sam?
I had doubts because I don't like remakes, but then I heard that Pinhead was a girl, so I watched it. Or I was excited to watch it. 2 seconds.
Frank?
I didn't know it was being made or coming out until I saw the trailer when we went to Beyond Fest last year.
Was this direct to streaming?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Frank, you can finish.
That's it.
Oh, I'm already done.
Okay. Oh, my pre-thoughts. Honestly, the only thing I knew about Hellraiser was, do you guys remember Mark and Brian in the morning?
Yes.
Brian would call in as Pinhead.
Oh, he did?
And they would do sketches like about one. They did like 4 or 5 of them where he would call in and be Pinhead. And it was actually pretty funny.
KFI, right?
KLOS.
KLOS, yeah.
But that was my only connection to Hellraiser. And that's the only reason why I even know who Pinhead is. And I really didn't even know who Pinhead was outside of that.
But you're calling Pinhead.
So
Pinhead.
it's not Pinhead?
No, he's doing a bit.
So that's all I've got.
I did lie, though. There was one actually reason that made me watch it.
Blasphemer.
No, David Bruckner directed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, who did The Ritual, which was a Netflix movie, which I liked.
I like that one.
So that's why I was like, okay, I'll watch it.
You fake, you have the IMDb page up.
Yeah, I know. I've remembered.
We also did The Night House, which I thought looked interesting, but I never got around to watching
It was
it.
actually, I don't like Rebecca Hall, but I watched it. I think you'd like it.
I heard that was actually supposed to be his like pitch for a Hellraiser movie before he got Hellraiser.
It would make sense.
Yes.
I have a question. Did anybody know anybody in this movie?
Yes.
Okay, who?
The lead. The
Who
girl.
What do you know her from?
She's an like
Odessa.
Odessa. She's like almost like an influencer in a way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I thought she
Well,
was
like an Instagram
interesting.
girl.
I
Okay.
knew
She's done like small stuff.
Goran Visnik.
This is her biggest thing then?
I think
For
so.
sure.
Yeah, she's in that new
To that
TV show
point.
Ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew of Goran Visnik,
The boyfriend?
the guy who's trying to get the
the rich
box.
guy.
Yes, the rich guy.
I recognized him, but
What
I don't
was
know
he in?
why. Why do I
What was he in?
recognize
He's
him?
been in a lot of stuff. Honestly,
One of
the
those
one
guys.
the one thing I remember him from though is he was the male lead in Elektra, the Jennifer Garner movie.
So random.
He was also in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah.
Wait. Who was he in that?
He was Armansky.
Let me see.
Armansky. That's the
Which
lawyer?
one's Armansky? I saw the movie.
Clearly you didn't.
I did.
But I also knew Jamie Clayton, the actress who plays Pinhead. She was in Sense8.
Yes. She was
Well,
in...
you wouldn't recognize her from in
you
that
look
at-
in that getup.
I've known her. I knew her from the L Word.
Yeah.
Yes, also that.
Where I knew him from, Frank, was Santa Clarita Diet.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, Armansky. Who's Armansky?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay. I don't want to jump around, and let's get into the plot for
don't.
sure. But can
Okay.
you
What
just
plot?
explain to me why is Pinhead? Why pins in their head? Somebody give me a reason.
Because...
BDSM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the very last thing on our board,
Well,
so
and-
I
and
think
go
that
backwards.
jumps
Yeah.
way down.
I mean, we
I
can
don't want
talk
to go
about-
Yeah,
backwards.
let's get...
I can wait till the end if it's
No,
important
let's
to do it that
start
way.
with
Now
that,
let's talk
actually.
about the important stuff here.
Because
Yeah.
I really feel like
It's kind of
for those who have not seen Hellraiser, any Hellraisers, I think we need to kind of give this some context.
Well,
Yeah.
Because I would need that if I were going to listen to this podcast about this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think just going through the plot's going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I think
I
there's some
agree.
iconic stuff here going on. I think Pinhead is an iconic character for sure. And I had heard about Pinhead, like I said, just from the sketches they would do on Mark and Brian. but then I finally got to see it. And so my question is, what's the deal with the pinhead?
So BDSM is actually very like integral to the like lore
Theme,
and theme and aesthetics of the Hellraiser franchise. So it's actually a good place to bring it up. So the franchise is based off this story, this novella by Clive Barker called The Hellbound Heart.
Right.
And it deals with this person who's obsessed with solving this puzzle box. And the way that it works is that the more obsessed you are, the closer you get to solving the box. You have to be obsessed with something to actually solve it, or else you can't. And it opens up a portal to another dimension that plays host to these Cenobites. And they're basically like, if BDSM was taken to the extreme and had like a god, it would be this thing called Leviathan. And the Cenobites would be its like priests who go about and spread the good word on
The teachings.
And
big
some of these
baddies.
BDSM is an acronym for what?
Bondage, dominatrix. I forgot-
Bondage, domination, sadism, and
There you go.
masochism.
All the things I love.
Yes.
Dan goes
Yeah,
to those
same.
clubs every
I was going to
Saturday.
ask about the dungeon and the
Yeah,
sling.
are you
but
done building it?
Yeah.
Am I done what?
Building the dungeon
Building
with
the
the swing.
dungeon over there.
Not quite.
Oh,
We're,
okay.
we're still working
How many
on
paddles do you need?
it.
There's a lot.
Yeah, but I think a couple more.
Okay, cool.
One too many dog leashes.
I want everyone to be satisfied
yeah,
when they
but-
come and visit my
so-
dungeon.
Don't look at me.
What you later find out in some of the films too is
This
some.
is all for you, Sam.
No.
Oh, jeez, I'm leaving.
Sam, take
You
me with
say
you.
that, but you never actually do.
This time I'm serious.
Bye.
So what you find out then too is in later films, some of the origins, like some of these like Cenobites, like the priests, they were actually like people.
I actually, it's weird. I actually
Is that
made an
so?
assumption that the Cenobites were actually probably
Yeah.
people that became these
Yeah.
things from kind of like, well, I don't want to go into plot
And
stuff.
that's why
but
also when they capture like these people, it's always very torture and chains.
Because
and-
they get pleasure, you
From
know,
pain.
like off
but
people's
they don't
pains.
seem to know the difference between pleasure and pain.
It,
'Cause
to them,
that's-
it's
well,
the same
yeah.
To them,
thing.
it's the same
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
And I think Hulu Racer here, she says it. That
Yeah.
pleasure is pain.
Yeah. I really like that they play up the that connection, and they never betray the fact that the Cenobites don't see it as like
Torture.
evil.
Yeah.
It's not like
They're-
Saul.
yeah.
You know?
They're gifting these things.
Hey, why don't you like my gift?
Yeah.
We got
Take it.
plenty of things.
That becomes very clear at the end. So let's talk it through. Act 1.
Rich people orgy. That's what I have written.
Yeah.
Act 1,
Rich people
an
orgy.
addiction.
Oh.
An addicted girl who could
Well,
have
you
also
skipped
been
over-
could have also been an Evil Dead movie. Same
Well,
plot
you-
idea.
You also
Oh, yeah.
get the briefcases where you get.
What did I skip over?
You skipped over 2 scenes. It's the one in Belgium. Where is it?
Yeah,
In Serbia.
with the
Serbia.
suitcases.
Let me. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me go to my notes because you're right. I am
Where
skipping.
you get like the mom from Arrested Development. I'm just joking.
What?
the older lady that's sitting there that they give the briefcases and they switch. I'm
Oh,
trying
Travis.
to make a joke.
I
don't
know. You've always been.
Yeah, let's go back and talk about that because I didn't even make a note on that. I didn't start noting until she was an
An addict.
recovering addict. Well, not really recovering. She was still an addict. Go ahead. Opening scene. French Connection.
William Friedkin, R.I.P.
Oh yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, how about that?
Rip.
R.I.P. for sure.
Rip.
So it's in Serbia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have the classic someone sitting on a bench.
Stop leaning back.
I'm bringing the mic closer. Someone's sitting on a bench in the park or like in the street, and he has a suitcase, and the other character comes with this suitcase and like, did you bring the stuff? And it's like, that's your suitcase. That's your suitcase.
Opens a suitcase full
Full of money. And the other thing, you don't see what's in it.
No.
They just drop it off, and then from there it cuts to Sam's house party.
We go to this crazy
Yeah.
like sexual
In, like,
party
Romania.
going on.
Yeah, in my
this
patio.
place is amazing, and the super good-looking guy has
It almost
been invited to the rich guy's
And
private
then-
room.
And that's the same woman as the one in
Yes.
Serbia, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the connection.
Yes, we
Serena
follow her. We get back to her later too.
Manaker. Would-
it
yeah.
almost feels like you're in like a party in like the Matrix or something. That's what it reminded me of, like the mansion they're in.
Yeah.
Then he
But they were
goes-
having a lot of fun. in that mansion.
Yeah, I mean, I got it, but it
All
was,
work,
it
no
was,
play.
It was pretty quick.
It was rote.
It didn't
and
really spend a lot of
uninspired.
time
I'm just kidding.
doing it.
No.
I mean, I got what was going
But
on, but it wasn't like it was
It wasn't
really...
overextending its like
Welcome.
effect. Yeah.
And it does the classic, like, you know, when the person doesn't fit in. Hey, why don't you play with this? What is this?
Ugh.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
So
And
he
then
goes
he-
into the private quarters of the
Yeah.
millionaire eccentric guy. He finds this box, picks it up, solves the puzzle, stabs himself because a knife comes
Oh
out
God,
of
that
the
scared me.
puzzle,
Oh,
cuts him open, starts bleeding, chains fly out of nowhere, and just
What's cool though,
A normal
Dan,
Saturday
is,
night.
is
Yeah.
I liked that audition, that addition to it,
Audition.
because in the original films, like, and that's why I like to change when the box opens and it gets like the knife that cuts you and it marks you. That wasn't in the original
Oh, here he
movies.
goes.
I'm just saying, I liked it. We're going, but
Yeah, no, I
Can
agree
I
with
tell
you.
you
I
the
agree with you.
truth?
you don't care.
No. After I watched the movie, I went and read the synopsis of Hellraiser, the original Hellraiser, because I wanted to see if it was basically really was a remake, which it is not. That plot is completely different
Oh yeah,
on every level.
the first hour is.
I mean, it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand what you're saying. So anyway, he gets chained. We're not really sure exactly what happens, and we're not really sure what the eccentric guy's gaining out of all this, but we just know that whatever's going on with that box is not good.
And then it cuts to 6 years
Well,
later.
hold on. He also kneels down, so he's praying to something.
Yeah.
And it shows
Of some sort.
And then it shows like
Right.
the glass roof.
Yeah, which is the exact same thing as the puzzle from.
Yeah.
I took it, having never seen them, and having the fact that hell is in the word of Hellraiser, I took it as a very satanic sort of thing.
Was he raising hell?
No, I didn't.
Would you say he's racing hell?
Would you say that there was maybe some hell racing going on?
I'm a
Hell
little bit of a-
racist.
I'm a little bit of a hellraiser.
So then
We
we
got there.
cut to the girl and her boyfriend
6 years later.
banging it out in her bedroom.
Ugh.
And then they come
Bitty
walking
baddies.
out of the hallway, and then it says 6 years later.
Yeah.
It took them 6
It
years.
took them
Yeah,
6
dude.
years.
And I gotta tell you, that happened.
They got
Wait, was
stamina.
that 6 years
Yes.
that just took place? Why didn't it say 6 years later while they were in the bedroom?
Because they didn't want your attention to go away. They wanted you to focus.
Uh-huh.
Because it's a
Anyway,
film.
so we meet her brother, who has
But not the guy
is
she
that
was with.
her boyfriend, who has a boyfriend. And who is the girl?
She was
I
just
never
a
knew who the
roommate.
other girl was.
She was the hip roommate.
Oh,
with the
she was
British
just
accent.
she was disposable.
I
Basically.
forgot.
Yes.
Also, the brother. I know him from
I didn't.
13 Reasons Why.
Oh, I don't.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, he
I don't
was
know
the
what that is.
jock.
I didn't watch that.
Really?
Yes, really.
No, wait,
What?
but I did kind of recognize the brother's boyfriend.
Same. I just don't know where.
Yeah, he looked familiar to me though.
You talk. I look.
Anyway, so we kind of set up that she is a recovering addict. The boyfriend is also a recovering addict. The brother's very concerned because you shouldn't be with this guy because
They met at a 12-step program.
If he goes back off the wagon, you go off the wagon. It's all bad. And there's obviously a lot of tension between them. The brother's intentions are really great to try and help her, but he's also being overbearing, and that's where we're at.
I think you touched on the addiction part a little bit. I don't like that they always have to bring in this like addiction storyline to have you feel something for a character, like Evil Dead. They did that.
I agree with you 100%.
This- Yeah.
That apartment
I think
setting.
it's very cheap to
where
do
it starts
that.
out,
Agreed.
we're all in someone's apartment now, and and I agree. It's I don't know. I just want you to tell them like we've seen this.
Meet
Yeah.
the cast of characters.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
seen this so
Yeah.
many.
Yeah,
It's unfortunately a trope now.
It
Yeah.
was very. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that's a trope. I found it very uninteresting
And
Agreed.
as a
for-
setup.
to use
Yeah.
it to
Surprising.
set up. I'm like,
Yeah.
you didn't 100% need. I don't know.
And it became like a big part of the story, which again I don't really care for.
Yeah, they could have done different.
It
Just the
became
setup.
like it became like a drama to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, and this is where, I mean, we'll bring it up more later, but I felt like this movie could have been 30 minutes shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
this
it was
one
only
of
an
the-
hour and a half long.
No,
No,
it was
it's 2 hours.
Oh, was
It's
it
2
2
hours?
hours?
Yeah.
You could have
You're right.
cut out
It
this
should have
whole
been an hour and a half
Absolutely.
long.
All the
cut straight to them going to that to pick up the box.
It could have started, yeah.
You could've started right there.
It's weird because
Easy peasy,
one of
lemon
my
squeezy.
things too is just like for a 2-hour movie, I feel like they just throw in the addiction. So it's like, oh, you understand where all the characters are
Yeah.
at, and then they just rush through all the
So you get
characterization.
it, right? That she's an addict.
Yeah,
you get
they
it,
rush
right?
through. They rush through all the characterization in a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
which is weird because I'm
Feel
like,
bad for her.
yeah, the movie
Yeah.
shouldn't be 2 hours, and you're rushing your characterization.
Are you okay, Dan?
No, I was thinking about what Frank said. I don't disagree. I was playing it out in my head, what you just said. But I think you still have to you still have to know the brother, you still have to have these other characters because you have to have people to get rid of.
Yes.
That's the
Absolutely.
nature of these kind of movies.
Yeah.
You got to have
Well,
disposable
You,
characters.
you could have done
But-
that apartment scene with them trying to get the box and then her just going home
And
with
then,
the boyfriend and then doing
It
that.
didn't need the sex scene.
The sex scene and then the scene after at his place,
Oh yeah, when
at
she
the
ran away.
boyfriend's place. Yeah, none of that was
Yeah.
necessary. It
and
was
They
just
could
a
have
waste
talked
of
about it
time.
in the apartment. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it just turns into the opening of Don't Breathe.
We'll watch that later.
Yes.
Have you seen that one, Dan?
Oh, you know I have.
So
No, I have not.
Sarcasm.
Our
You will
listeners-
enjoy it,
Our
Jan.
our
Oh,
listeners,
Now that's sarcasm.
our new listeners don't know that, so I had to just stress. I had to set you up for that.
So they go to this, I guess, warehouse. They see the crate. They open the crate, It actually reminded me of our screenplay Here and There, where they're trying to break out the combination on the lock.
Yeah.
And in ours, she kind of then she just kind of knocks it
yeah,
off.
yeah.
So, anyway, sorry, audience. And anyway, they see inside. They see the box. They don't know what it is.
So the whole bit was that the boyfriend, I forgot his name,
Troy.
Troy,
Kevin, Trevor, something.
with the T.
Doesn't-
Trevor.
Travis.
I think it was
Travis.
Trevor.
You mean
Yeah, it was Trevor.
Deceptive boyfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously
So
not
he-
deceptive boyfriend.
Not at all. He
Hey, I work here.
suggested he suggested doing a job of getting something from a millionaire or a billionaire. I don't remember what it was, because they were desperate for money, and that's when they went to the warehouse.
It was kind of weird when he was like, "Yeah, I work there. We can go and I don't know I know the combination they get there. I don't know the combination."
Yeah,
No, he knew how to get into the building.
Oh, okay.
but not the safe code.
yeah,
Yeah,
but that was separate.
I have an excuse for that is I'm gonna bring it up. Did anyone have a hard time seeing this movie? Like as in the movie was too dark?
Yes.
I was fine
I
because
don't
I
think
watched
I-
it at
Yeah,
night.
I
You
don't
watched
think
it at
I-
nighttime though, right?
I don't think. I did.
Well, because the first time this was
Although
my
I don't
second
think
time
it was
seeing
dark
it.
yet. I started
Yeah.
watching it like at 6:30.
Well, this was my second time
That's the
seeing
latest
it.
you've seen a movie.
Pretty much.
And the first time I watched it was at nighttime. So I was like, this looks fine. When I was watching it the second time for this podcast, I was watching it during the day. And in my living room, I even had my blinds closed. And at certain scenes, I was just like, I have no idea what's going on. Like,
Oh,
I
there's
have
this
no
like
idea
woman
where
with
they
pins
are.
in her head
No,
that
like-
shows up.
No, I just
I'm sorry.
I couldn't see where the characters are. Like I heard, I'm like, I don't know what's happening in the screen. I don't know. But I'm
You
glad.
can adjust the brightness on your TV.
But here's the thing: you shouldn't have to.
That's fair. I think it's kind of similar to the whole
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, or even the Batman. Didn't you have kind of a bit of a problem seeing things?
That was audio.
oh, okay.
Remember, I
there you
couldn't
go.
hear them.
Never mind.
Because they were all talking like
Hey,
this.
Dan.
And then the action scenes were like super loud.
So what you were saying is you were like the guy when you were watching your movie over the weekend, theater camp. Tell the audience
I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
with the hearing aid. When you went to
Oh,
watch
the
theater camp.
The guy. What is the deal with seeing movies like at 4:30 in the afternoon, and then these people walk in who clearly don't go to movies? They just watch them all in their living rooms. This guy walked in with his wife. I was getting ready to watch theater camp, so I text Travis and I said, "Oh, I think I'm going to see a private screening. Oh, hang on a second. An older couple just came in."
And of
he's
course,
like,
right before the movie starts.
right. And the guy's talking like super loud about the battery of his hearing aid that he just got. And I'm like, why don't you put it in?
How exciting!
And they just showed up not knowing what any of the show times were, any of the
No.
movies. They were just like, oh, theater camp.
Yeah. And talked super loud through all the trailers. I mean, thankfully they didn't talk. But then I had another couple of ladies where she dropped her coin and she had her phone light on and was like going aisle to aisle looking for a coin. The other lady came up to me. She lost her coin.
Was it like an important coin? Like what?
It was one of those commemorative coins from like those infomercials. This is made from real steel.
Anyway, didn't mean to get off subject, but yeah.
Yeah.
Movies
So-
at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the Lemley.
Yeah, so in this bin, they find a commemorative coin and the laminate.
So they find the box.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what it is.
No.
But you can keep it.
Yeah, but hang on to it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
guess.
just hold on to it, and I'll get you to praise, but just hold on to it, and
It was the girl's idea, though.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just saying it was the girl's idea to like.
And so you're right, Sam. What if she would have said, let's just leave it here?
I think he would try to like, no, you should take it. I'm gonna get it appraised.
But I wish that would have happened.
True, it was too easy.
If you think about it,
but I think
that
that
needed to happen.
right. But I feel like they were trying to set up how she's like obsessed with the box or the puzzle.
Like it piqued her
but
interest.
I liked if
But
yeah.
if she goes, nah, it's okay, I'm good,
Yeah.
and walks away, goes home,
Then the movie ends.
yeah.
Then final thoughts.
And no hell has been raised.
I think the reason why they didn't do that is because at that point, it would have been entirely too obvious that the boyfriend was in on it. As is, it was kind of obvious. Like once they go see Serena, that's where I'm like, oh, you're probably in on it. This isn't going to surprise me.
Really?
Yeah, that's about the point where I clocked him.
Because I was actually I was surprised.
Surprised?
Yeah,
I'm on your side, Dan.
I was surprised.
I wasn't really thinking
And
much
I would
about
have
it.
been okay if he would have said, hey, we should like get this thing like appraised because we might make some money on this. That's all he had to do.
Yeah. Maybe if he played up the whole like,
But
we
not-
can sell it for crack.
Hoping that she comes
Oh,
up with
yeah.
the idea to keep it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're jumping around.
What happens after?
Oh.
Afterwards,
She goes back
home.
home.
enough.
But
She
they
goes back
drink.
home.
They start drinking, doing a little bit of drinking.
Yes,
Yeah.
goes back home. Brother's worried. Then kicks her out.
Livid.
Livid.
You know what? I think that fight was played pretty well. It felt...
Really? I thought
Yeah.
it was dramatic.
It was dramatic, but it was like decent dramatic.
Get out of my room.
Yes, and I like the fact that she made him say it again with more
That-
feeling.
okay, yes, I
It
like
felt
that part.
real.
But I just felt like it went on too long.
So
Yeah,
then,
probably.
and then she
Again,
starts to
You could have
take.
cut 30 minutes out.
She takes the box out with her. She's like gonna go in her car, and then she grabs some pills, chugs them all, falls asleep.
No. First she dumps them,
Which I was
Oh.
very happy.
and
Yeah.
then she picks
then
them
I was
back
not
up,
happy.
and then she takes
I
them.
couldn't
it felt
see.
real.
Remember my TV?
It felt
I
that
couldn't
felt
see.
real.
I couldn't see what was
I've
going
been
on.
there.
Those little white dots that were on your TV.
I
Those,
couldn't
those
see
were her
white
pills.
dots. Literally, at one point, I'm watching my TV. It's so bright. I was like, "Who's that character on the screen?" I'm like, "Oh, that's me." Like it was my reflection on the TV. I told you this movie's super dark. I couldn't see it.
It is a dark movie.
I like that shot though when she falls, when she starts passing out on the
The circular thing?
Yeah, the what is it?
Oh yeah, those they're in
What are they
playgrounds.
called?
I was never
Not
allowed on the
merry-go-rounds.
playground,
I
so
love
I
those
don't know
things.
what that is.
The manual merry-go-round.
The one that you what are those things called? They go around. There's the metal. You hold on to them and you
Handlebars.
go, and
tilt-a-whirl.
nobody can see what I'm doing.
It's the thing that
comment.
Every
spins.
playground when we were kids had them.
comment.
Every playground.
Comment in
Comment
the
with what they're called, and you might.
Leave a comment down below.
Frank will buy you a Snickers bar.
Anyway, she
No,
wakes
anyway.
up on one.
No,
She
her-
solves the
oh.
puzzle.
Did it? It didn't cut her.
No, because
Not yet.
it opens, but
It-
she was holding it the other way, so the knife kind of came out
Yes.
and it missed.
And then she
Yes.
fell.
Falls asleep.
Yeah.
Well, she
Well, she
passes out from
saw-
the pills, I think.
She
Yeah.
saw a Cenobite,
Yeah.
but she didn't know what it was. It didn't really
Was it
tell
not
us.
Pinhead?
It was not. It was one
Oh.
of their. Was it
It was
Pinhead?
I think that.
I'll be honest with you,
TV.
I couldn't
Yeah,
tell.
TV.
It was very quick flashes.
Yeah.
Chatterbox.
Yeah.
Chatterbox.
Whatever his name is.
And then the brother
Wait, they all,
finds
they
her.
all have names?
They all have names.
Yeah, they do
yes.
actually.
How would
Yeah.
I know that?
If you're a real fan, you would hear it.
How
Yeah.
would, it's not in the...
It's not.
It doesn't happen.
No,
it's
did you
dialogue.
read the book based off the film?
Oh, yes, of course.
The ricochet.
Can't
yeah.
wait to do that.
I actually do want to read the book. Have you read the book?
I started reading the novella. I didn't finish because I was in the middle of writing something else, and I kind of like got focused on that. His name is Chatterer.
Oh my God, Chatterer.
Chatterer. Yeah.
My favorite Cenobite,
Chatterr.
though, is Butterball.
Which one's
How
that?
do you know their name's Butterball?
Because this is what he looks like.
Oh.
Oh,
He's
not,
just- Jennifer
not,
wants-
not this movie.
Yeah, Butterball. She was like,
Oh.
"Is this real?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Looks like a thumb.
yeah.
So anyway, back to
Yes.
this movie.
So the brother finds her,
Uh-huh.
wakes her up, and then
Well, he has a dream. Remember, he wakes up because he has a dream. He's in the chains. So then he
And why
Yeah,
does
I
he
just-
have that dream?
because I don't know. I think
I
so, the
skipped it 'cause
box
I
is
didn't know.
calling him or something.
How is the box calling him?
You act like
Because it's magic, Dan.
do
Hey,
you believe
Dan,
in
magic.
magic?
Dan.
In a young girl's.
Sit back, enjoy the movie.
I
If you-
tried.
if you can see
I
it.
tried, Travis. I really did.
Because
Hey, no
here,
final thoughts.
they are.
So, so he goes in, he finds her, and then he starts yelling. They get in a little fight. He's like, "Give me this box." He's trying to grab it from her, and then he gets his hand cut. He gets his hand cut, and then is like,
Uh-huh.
"I'm gonna deal with you
And we know
later."
that's not a good thing.
Because I'm gonna go wash my hand. So he goes
this
into the
dirty
most
bathroom.
disgusting gas station bathroom.
Even
Probably-
though they're right across the street from their
right
apartment.
across the street from their apartment. So he's probably gonna get like
But that gash looks gnarly
tetanus
though.
It
or
did.
like he's gonna infect it by that sink.
Yeah.
Once
from
again,
that
I
dirty
would say
bathroom.
we're in Act 2, right? Act 1
Yeah.
would be her
the lead
opening,
up to
right,
Getting the-
opening
yeah.
the
solving
box
it,
and
yeah.
all that stuff. Okay. So he's in the bathroom cleaning out the blood. We know bad shit's coming
He's in,
down.
like,
I mean,
the-
it's not like
Oh.
He's
we're
in like
not-
the Joker bathroom.
We forgot to mention that if you get stabbed by the puzzle box,
You're marked.
you're marked, but then also you start to like get dizzy and
Hallucinate.
stuff. Yeah.
And then you hear those church bells, which sound amazingly creepy. I love every time they use those.
I do really like the scene though because before the room shifted, you see the sink get filled with blood.
Yeah.
I love
And
when
then-
that happens.
Same happens all the time.
Yeah.
And then the room shifts into the kind of like the puzzle box, which I
like-
thought looked really cool.
I like that too because, like I said, instead of just doing a jump scare like, oh, he like cuts his hand and he looks in the thing, it turns into blood. He looks up,
Yeah.
he sees something in the mirror. I kind of like when movies like do the set transformation because they also the director too did that in the movie The Ritual, which is why I liked it. Like I always think that's really cool.
It's
We're
a
not
very
talking about the ritual.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
nice
atmosphere,
atmospheric
yeah.
effect. Did it look like it was practical? Because it looked like it
It
was
100%
practical.
was.
well,
I think
for me, some cuts,
Hard to
yes,
tell.
Some of them were,
Yeah.
but the bathroom one, I feel like
I-
it was practical.
I think
Later
it
on,
felt very
you
stage-like,
know what? I
but in a
felt
good
like
way.
the car one was real.
Maybe.
The car one was so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we'll get to
Wait,
that.
wait. We'll
We'll
get to
that.
Sorry, yeah.
Frank, I think might have been too is just maybe like obviously like the front ends are practical and then they just use set extension, so maybe that's what they did.
Okay.
Maybe because
nerd.
it felt like it was practical all the way. They
And
just
then-
pulled away the sides and
Yeah.
then lit the rest. I don't know. Who knows? It looked good. There.
Yeah, that bathroom scene was cool.
We're still talking about this movie, or
Oh. And
once
then,
again
Oh, wait a
BDSM.
minute. What?
and then wait, did he get chained? Did he get pulled?
Yeah,
did we
this
see
is where
that?
you
I forgot.
hear them. You hear them.
No,
Yeah.
no. We don't see what happens to
You
him.
just hear because then
We
the
just hear.
sister hears
It cuts
it.
out. It
Yes,
cuts
yes,
out to the
yes.
sister. And you hear him screaming.
And she finally woke up.
And then she goes in the bathroom, and it's all okay except there's blood in the sink.
And this is when you know that bathroom's disgusting and he shouldn't have been in there. Because then in the very next scene, she's talking to the boyfriend, and the boyfriend's like, the cops won't do anything because he hasn't been missing for long enough, and we don't have any evidence. They said there's just blood in the sink. That's nothing.
No, they,
And I'm
they
like-
said a couple of drops of blood, but I remember it being very
I'm
stained
like,
with blood.
I don't know. Like, if there's blood in there, you can maybe do something. Get your little forensic kit. But if they just say that's natural, that happens every day in the bathroom. There's blood in there every day.
It does. Huh?
I don't know why I'm looking at you, Dan. But
I don't either.
what do you think about blood in bathrooms?
I would walk out immediately.
No, if I just saw that, like, I don't know. Even before the blood, that bathroom was nasty.
All right, so let's
get
do,
it, Travis.
let's do the
So
Dan
she
meter.
goes
Up until this point, where are you on?
the Dan meter.
Oh, the dad meter. I like that.
Yeah, I just made it up. Pulled it out of my ass.
The meter?
I like it.
No.
Let's
Oh.
do
The
it.
idea.
Let's make that a thing.
Out
So-
of pulling it out of his ass?
Oh, that's what I thought you meant.
Pull
Yeah,
a meter. Pull a meter out of his ass.
Hang on one second. Oh, wow, that hurt.
Chung.
I'm sorry.
Your face is my feeling, Sam. Yes.
Anyway, now that the meter's out of
Yes.
your butt,
How are you feeling?
Now that
Dan?
it's out of yes.
A lot better now that the meter's out.
So far
On the Dan meter,
on the Dan meter of gross out gore, where are you? 10 out of 1. 1 and 10.
10 being really gross, 1 being not so bad.
How grossed out are you so far?
I will say, oddly enough, I found the knife going into these guys' hands and that blood gushing out really pretty gross.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say that you're fine with it now.
No, I actually found that oddly kind of gross. I guess
Good.
because I could kind of go, whoa, oh God, I would hate that to happen
I think
to
when
me.
he was washing his hand.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Because you think about
The
like
gash.
that happening to you.
Yeah,
Right?
I was gonna,
I don't know. I would say maybe a 5.
Okay,
Okay,
not too
good
bad.
start. Good
How
start.
do you think the movie's gonna
But
go?
I'm assuming at this point that things will get much worse.
Because if they're
Like,
showing this
I
much,
feel like they're just kind of setting me up for something way
they
worse
sure are.
Yeah.
coming down the pike.
Ugh.
So I was definitely preparing myself
Bracing,
for
yeah.
something much worse. I will say this though: at this point in the movie, I'm still on the intrigued level.
Oh, so you're
Okay.
still like, okay, I want to see.
Oh no, I'm still going. Okay, I want to know what's
Let's see
going
where
on
this
here.
goes,
I
yeah.
want to know actually what's going on here, because they gave me a couple of little samplings. The opening scene in the house, made me go, okay, this is weird, and then this whole unfolding.
What did you think of the bathroom changing? Not the changing station, but like.
You mean as far as the effect goes?
Yeah,
I thought it was cool.
So you up until this point.
I agree with you. I'm glad it wasn't look in the mirror and see Pinhead and look in the mirror.
Because-
That's
Yeah,
what I was expecting
cheesy,
to happen.
Up until this point, though, did you like overall think too, like, because we had the chains coming out of that? Were you like, okay, these effects look pretty cool, or like these effects look cheap?
I thought the effects
I
looked
don't
good.
like this. Okay, cool.
I thought they looked good.
Yes.
Okay, stop doing that.
What are you
Whatever that is.
doing?
That's really creepy.
So now
That's the meter.
So now that the boyfriend's gone,
So that's the Dan meter. So Dan meter at this point, and at the beginning of Act 2, the Dan meter is a 5.
They,
Five.
they
So
do
midway.
some research. They find out who that like lady is that we saw in the
Yeah,
opening.
remind me
Serena
how they figured that out
Williams.
so
Yeah, I don't,
fast.
they went on a computer and typed in some stuff.
And I gotta.
They Googled
Because
weird box,
puzzle box
and
stuff.
her name came up.
No, because they knew who the house was, so I think they looked up the guy.
Yeah.
And then from there they found out who
She was his former lawyer.
Yeah.
And they
Oh, I
go.
thought she was his right hand man. No, a lawyer.
She's a woman.
So that's why a right hand man. Not a
Yes.
lawyer. Why would
No,
they
no,
be-
she was a
Right-hand
former lawyer.
man.
She basically handled
Woman.
his
she
problems.
She helped bring
She was a fixer.
people to him to
Yes.
like a real woman.
to complete the box.
So they
So
end up in
what-
a hospital,
It was-
retirement home.
No, it felt like
loony
it was.
bin.
It felt like it was a,
Oh,
Psych ward.
yeah, psych ward.
or
Yes.
even a, not convalescence, but it felt like it was where you go on your last stages,
Hospice?
like a hospice almost, kind
Yeah.
of a medical center.
You're not
So
going.
her lungs were no good. Anyway,
Your family doesn't come visit you anymore,
she
basically.
didn't really give him
you
a
know
lot
what?
of information.
You know why I didn't think the boyfriend had anything to do with it? Because he kept trying to take the box from her.
Right.
So that's why I wasn't really on that. Like, oh,
He did not want her to have the box.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to throw it away. You didn't throw it away.
and he tried taking it from her.
Right.
'Cause
So I have to agree. I think that was a
You're wrong, Frank.
not a good. I mean, that's why. Anyway,
I
I
don't know.
think it's because it's maybe
We'll get
like
there.
kind of getting regretful on
Yeah,
what he's
that's
doing.
what I. Now afterwards,
yeah.
yes.
Well, yeah.
But we'll
and
get to it. We'll get,
yeah.
when we get to the scene.
Part of it, maybe just part of me clocked them because it all kind in the moment it felt a little too like try hard.
I feel like if he hadn't done any of those things and just been a part of the mystery, like let's figure this out,
Mm-hmm.
Like in
that
Scream
would have
5,
just
5
been
Cream?
better overall.
Like in Five Cream, the boyfriend.
Yes, where you actually feel like he's with her in this mystery.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe.
he was fighting her on this mystery, which makes it like, well, what if she just said, "Yeah, you're right"? I mean, there's so many opportunities to go, "Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't do this."
Yeah.
So yeah.
I do have to say I appreciate the fact that she was proactive in terms of being a lead character. Like
I agree with that.
she wanted to find out. She wasn't just like, oh well, whatever happened. I just
Woe
I
is
don't want to
me.
deal with
Yeah.
this. Yeah, no,
Well, I think when her brother got taken, yeah,
for sure.
she
And I
became
think that's
very
a
proactive.
great driving force for sure.
Yeah.
I still don't think they should have gone that hard.
The
What
setup,
hard?
you mean?
The setup and again, it started to feel
Oh,
like
you mean
drama.
the addiction thing? Or
That,
what?
but also very like, I need to find my brother. Like, if I had a brother, I would also want to find him. But like,
Oh, that you've been like, I just would have left them. I'm like, oh my god.
no, I just felt like it was just like,
I was okay
I
with
don't
the
know.
wanting to find the brother
Right,
That-
but she kept. Like,
That's
she kept.
all I needed, though. I
know, we
didn't
have
need all
fighting-
the other stuff.
You know, we have a whole screenplay about that.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
I forgot. Okay,
you're
cut
right.
that out. Cut that out, Frank.
That was more just solving the mystery of what happened
Yeah.
to her brother. So anyway, we're at the convalescence, whatever we want to call
Yes.
it. He goes to find help.
To get
why
water,
does he
'cause
leave?
she was
to get her
choking, quote
water.
unquote.
Get her
Yeah.
water, and when he does that,
Once
then
again, BDSM.
it all unfolds. She grabs
It
the
falls under
box.
the
The knife
sadist.
comes out. Kabam! She gets cut. So
She-
now it's her turn.
She straight up killed her.
Yeah.
They do that a little too much in this movie.
That's
the whole
why-
like struggling to get the box from each other.
Yeah.
Ooh, accidental stab.
Whoopsie.
It just feels, it feels a little
Insert
Forced.
character.
not well
Forced.
thought out as far as.
Yeah.
Can we find something a little more interesting in the way we're doing
Forced.
this?
Yeah,
Force.
forced.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking.
You're welcome.
So then they leave.
Wait. Who leaves? Oh, yes. Because she got
they
stabbed.
leave.
And then
Hulu.
the
And
now
Cenobites
we're
come
with
get her. The Cenobites
lawyer.
come
The
get
Cenobites come and get her. I don't
And
think we
that
have
part
to
I
go
like
through.
because I wrote in my notes that I do feel bad because all the things that she did for this rich man, it wasn't really her choice.
Wasn't it
What?
though?
But I mean,
But she
was,
got hired. It
that's
wasn't like I will
that's
do
like
it for
saying,
you gladly.
That's
She
true.
did-
That's
didn't-
like saying, what's is that? Galen, who's the woman who set up all the young girls for the
Oh.
Jeffrey? That's like saying she wasn't guilty of anything.
That's different. Don't what?
No,
No,
But I
it's
feel
the
like-
same thing. She was a part of this evil
Okay, but
scheme.
I feel like with that one, she doesn't.
well, no,
regret
that
it.
was horrifying.
That's what I'm saying. This one, she regrets it. What I'm trying to get to is that.
Yes, she felt bad.
Yes, but I also felt bad that she got ganged up by all the Cenobites. So.
and then.
But that
save
scene
your
was great.
Save your last breath.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we were supposed to feel bad for her.
Okay. The
Well,
one time I have sympathy for someone.
No. I
Stop it.
You got it.
I don't. You know what? That's,
Let me try
you're
this
right.
whole
That's
sympathy
not, That's
thing
not
out.
a fair statement.
the wrong guy?
That's
Okay.
not a fair statement because I'm not sure I felt bad for anybody who got taken down.
Characterization in a 2-hour
Really?
movie.
I'm not sure I felt.
You don't feel bad for the
And-
brother?
I felt bad for
I mean-
the friend.
That's
She
the only
literally did
person, yeah.
nothing.
The
that
roommate?
that
Yeah.
friend
Yes.
was a completely useless character.
I know, but
Had
just because
no
you're
development,
useless doesn't mean you
nothing.
have
And
to
she
die.
was she sounded like
But
she
it
was
felt like
hurt
she
when
was-
she was screaming.
I felt like she was only there to die.
Yeah.
That was the
Well, yes,
only
this is
reason
true.
she was
And
in
then
that
she-
movie.
and then
she
when-
was given no arc, no story, nothing.
And let me tell you, when she got chained up and was screaming, I don't know. I was like, I got a little hard on her. She's just gonna suffer for eternity now.
So
Didn't
I
do
should have felt
anything.
bad for her.
I felt bad for her actually. I was like,
And
oh.
yet you
Wait,
didn't.
I didn't. No, I don't care for her.
Stop
I
Asian
really
hate.
didn't. I didn't care.
I'm Asian.
I didn't care about her.
She was like the babysitter in Jurassic World.
In fact, I wasn't
it's,
even
like,
sure how
mutilated.
that all.
she got
Child's
taken
Play.
away.
Yeah.
I wasn't even sure how that all went down. Like how she got on the wrong side of the wall, what he was pushing. What I didn't. I
Dan,
was
'cause
so
you
confused.
couldn't see the movie. I couldn't
Like,
see it. I can't
I
tell
was
you.
so
Sorry.
confused by that
Hold
whole
on.
sequence.
Before we get there, I forgot to mention the part with Serena. What I really liked was when,
Williams?
yes, when her room started shifting, you don't see this. Which Cenobite was that? Is it Cenobite or Cenobite?
Cenobite.
Cenobite, thank you. Cinnabon.
Oh, I love Cinnabon. Reheated.
Ew, really?
I
We're
don't
not
know.
getting to that.
I've never actually had a Cinnabon.
Where we're
Oh.
going, you don't need.
I don't
pain.
eat mall food
Damn, all right. So,
Bougie.
except for Sbarro. Greatest pizza ever.
it's the best Italian food ever.
Every time I go to New York, I try to get a
New York pizza?
pizza.
That's the. Is that The Office?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
So when she finally gets into that world, you don't see this,
Dimension.
thank you. You don't see the Cenobite. It's kind of like walking around her.
Oh yeah,
I love that part. It creeps me out because you don't get to see them, and they're around you for sure,
Yeah.
but you don't get a clear. Are you waving at a cat?
Yeah, the cat opened the door.
the one that's like chained
That's
up,
a
right?
Cinnabot.
That's the one that's
Yes.
yeah. I love that one.
Cinnabot.
Or is it the one with the throat? I don't know.
They all
The one
got
with
throats.
the throats cut up, like it's
You're
opened up. I'm doing this. No one can see
Wait,
it.
let's go back for a second.
Yes.
How does the nameless, forgettable friend get killed?
She
Oh,
gets
we're not there
stabbed.
yet.
That's later.
Here we are. We're in
No,
the.
I'm
we're in
talking
the
about
no, no.
Serena.
We're still
We're still
at
at
the
the
hospital.
psych ward.
We went forward. We were already in the house and the.
We jumped a lot
You-
then. We got to go back.
Yeah, we jumped a little
I
bit.
mean,
They're
we
driving.
sorta
She
jumped.
was just talking
drives,
about-
She goes to the house. She's in the house. Blah blah blah.
Are you just letting a woman not talk?
Because
Yeah,
something
Dan.
else happens before that.
I
Yeah,
wish you
Dan.
could see the look on my face.
Yeah, you're
like,
smiling.
yeah.
You're
He's like, yeah.
smiling.
I have so been burned.
Say it with me, Sam. Stop Asian hate, Dan.
Yeah, stop Asian
No,
hate.
Dan, you missed
Let me
something else.
mansplain this to you.
You missed
And we're
something else
canceled.
that I think was super cool in this
And
movie.
we're no longer on the air. Good.
You skipped over something else that I thought was super cool in this movie. When like they stab a Cenobite.
No, that's later.
That's
No,
a
that's
little
after.
later.
That is
Oh.
way later.
It's dark. You
Who
couldn't
would
see
yeah,
it.
Oh
I
my
could see
gosh.
it. Oh my! Someone,
That's
someone,
so
no,
much later.
Who got stabbed and exploded?
Okay, you're right.
What?
So we leave
what I
the
saw.
lawyers. We leave the lawyers' hospice,
Yes.
and then we go.
I think there were a few more arguments, and then
There were arguments.
Yeah,
throw it
which-
away. I didn't throw it away. I thought you were gonna throw it away.
There's a lot
So
of
blah,
now,
blah,
okay,
blah.
so now,
Then she drives to the house.
Riley
To
is
the-
at
the
Voight's
mansion.
house, and his name is Voight. Something Voight.
Yes.
John
Voight.
Voight.
John Voight's car.
Yeah, that's, the dentist.
Roland Voight.
That's what I kept
Roland
thinking
Voight.
of.
So then she gets to the thing with
And how
the
did
thing.
she find the house?
Google.
It's on. Yeah, Google.
They find everything.
And what I like,
We should use that in our screenplay.
No,
Just Google.
we're gonna use Bing.
Ask Jeeves. No,
And MySpace.
what I like was in the beginning.
That's
you
not
get,
a search engine.
You get an establishing shot of the house, and then when Riley gets to the house again, now it's like it's got that wired
Oh yeah, that.
fencing thing.
Has
Yeah.
anybody noticed that the house has been vacant for 6 years, but they forgot to tell the electric company to shut off the power?
They are the electric
Did
company.
anybody think about that at all?
No, there's someone living there.
Who's living there?
Let's watch the movie.
Voight. You know what I do
Oh,
like?
You're right.
The house
But at
itself.
the time, you didn't think that.
No.
There was a vacant
And
house.
at the time, I
an
wasn't
abandoned
thinking
house. Should have been covered
Solar power.
in white sheets and stuff.
Mm.
That's how you know no one lives there anymore.
Casper.
Yeah.
were you
Easy
gonna say?
peasy. No, I really like
And
that the
cobwebs.
house the house kind of feels like a big puzzle box itself.
Yeah.
And I know that a previous pitch for a Hellraiser movie involved a house being an actual like
Puzzle.
large scale puzzle, and I really wish they would have done more with that because I thought that was cool. And maybe they will in the future. I don't know. It was
Well, I
cool,
mean, we
and
were-
it had a lot of what I'm gonna coin this phrase now. A lot of what I consider spooky architecture.
Ooh.
Yeah, right.
I think he means gothic.
Yeah, no,
Architecture.
spooky
Party
architecture.
scene spooky.
Yes.
How did they? Okay, so she's there, and then she has a I don't know what do you want to call it, an illusional moment,
Hallucination.
an hallucination,
Vision.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, all the friends show up. How did they know where she was?
Oh, because she went in the
Did
basement,
they
right?
did they track
They
her
went on Google.
GPS?
Because the script asked for them to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Didn't you at all? Did I miss something? I was like, did I miss something?
No,
they all
I think-
showed up.
I
Oh,
think
what do you
the
guys see?
boyfriend
I
said
couldn't
it.
see the movie. I don't know.
The boyfriend said something.
Yeah, I honestly
Wait, which
like.
boyfriend? The brother's boyfriend?
The brother's boyfriend said, "Oh, blah 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 blah." So now we're here.
That
Yeah.
explained
I
it.
think
Thank
that's
you.
exactly what he said. Blah, 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 blah.
We're here.
Yada yada yada.
He said usually when she gets high, she comes to this abandoned house. So
Yeah.
this is probably where she's.
Yeah, and
You
it's
gotta
very
get
room
Roland's
in the
house now.
basement. Yeah.
So they're all together,
Oh wait,
very
did she?
conveniently, all together in
Hold
the
on, did she
eccentric guy's house.
hallucinate her brother before they came?
Yes.
There we
Yes, exactly.
You gotta save me.
She hugs him, and then he's all gross and
Roger, Roger, you gotta
She's-
save me.
she's all gooey. He's all gooey and gross in the back.
Roland.
Yum. Ew. So the boyfriend shows up with the rest
The
of
other
the crew.
boyfriend.
The other boyfriend
and the
of the
randomly roommate.
yeah, random roommate.
Random
Asian.
disposable roommate
Random Asian roommate.
who
Disposable.
has
Stop
actually
Asian
has
hate.
no
I can do it.
storyline.
No,
has
they're just-
absolutely
just there.
no.
She's just
no
there.
arc whatsoever.
She doesn't even have any lines.
She's the
I don't even know
definition
who
of
she
supporting
is.
character.
But they don't even They don't even set her up as
No,
anything.
all
Like I'm
they-
a writer or I'm a
All-
aspiring
I'm just
cooks.
here.
waiter.
Okay.
No,
Like
She made
nothing.
tapas.
They gave her nothing.
no. All she
You're right,
does,
you're right.
all she is so they can like show
Kill
a corner
her.
of the room and have someone sitting there, so it doesn't just look like a wasted
She
shot.
asked the
when
director,
they
"What
cut
is
away.
my arc?" Well, you're gonna die in Act 3, so don't worry about it.
What's your motivation? Your paycheck.
So while Riley's brother's boyfriend, who I forget his name,
Colin.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he demands
Should be, but isn't.
audience with Riley. So the boyfriend and roommate go to inspect the house. And this
As
is
one
this is
does.
again. This is strike 2. So she's playing around with all these switches, and
Which
she
is also really stupid.
yeah, of course. But it's I mean, come on. It's random roommate. It's what she does. It's her whole motivation.
She sees the light switch. She'll
That
go
was
there.
that was her character arc.
So she manages to open up a secret passage in
Which
this
of
creepy
course she's
abandoned
going
mansion.
to walk into.
Of course.
As one does.
Yeah. And then it shuts behind her.
As it
one
would.
does.
And then totally innocent, not sketchy at all boyfriend is like, what? Here, let me flip these other switches. First, let me turn on this music that's really loud.
Ruh-roh.
That's going to drown out any of your screams.
But hadn't she done that? She had actually done that first.
She-
and
Just
then
to let
turned
the
it off.
audience know that it could be
Yeah,
Yeah, I
done.
could
it's
do that.
there.
Yeah. And then she turns it back off.
See, she has a great usage. She's a
Yeah.
great use.
Yeah.
And then at this
And
point,
here comes her
too,
second use.
Well, at this point too, sometimes
And we're
when they're
at
in
2
the
hours
house,
in now.
you kind of see like the guy that's living in there. He has like this very much like Scooby-Doo paintings. He's like looking through the eyes. You see
See?
kind of guy around the house.
They should have done
creeping.
that more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not in there.
Huh?
I don't remember that
There's
scene.
no, that's not in there.
Yes, it is.
There's
There's
no
someone
eyes peeking
You
through
are
the
saying
picture.
it's
unreliable
lying.
What are you
source
talking
right now.
about?
I'm saying it's like it because it'll randomly cut to a guy you can tell is in the house with them and it's
Yeah,
hiding
like
behind
they'll
I
things.
did not
cut to-
notice that at all.
Because it's hardly ever there.
How would you know you
couldn't
didn't see it?
You couldn't
That's
see.
the only thing I did see. That's why.
I did not notice that at
They,
all.
they did show a couple of like quick shots of
okay.
what looked
Cool.
like. It's because they can see me. So they do kind of set up that someone's in the crawl space or secret
Yeah,
passages
crawl.
I
of
just
the house.
assumed it was the Cinnabons.
Cinnabond.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabond. So they're trying to get roommate out of the secret passage, and then she gets randomly stabbed.
By who?
Scooby Doo guy. It's
You're
Roland,
right.
okay? It's Roland. He's been living in this house, and you know they show like silhouettes of him, and he looks kind of funky. Like he
I actually
walks
like the
weird.
silhouette, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Because you know it's not a Cinnabite or a Cinnabon,
Yeah,
And then
sorry.
boyfriend says, "You didn't have to do that."
No, that's way
No.
later.
Oh,
that's
that's
way
way
later.
later.
I saw. That's what I thought
Did
I
you
saw.
fall asleep during this movie?
I think I did in this time. No.
Again, this movie could have been 30 minutes shorter, but
Just 30 minutes.
so they Colin and Riley are done with their conversation because they hear screaming and they're like, "Hey, let's table this for later. Let's go see what that's all about." And that's when they finally rescue roommate.
It took her forever to go bye-bye.
Oh,
But they don't rescue roommate.
Well, they open the door.
They open the door and like
Well, it's
get
too
her out.
late.
And roommate comes
no,
out.
No,
She's still
she gets
alive.
out. She's been she's got the box sticking out of her back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That looked pretty cool. And then they pull it out. And one thing we
It's
didn't mention
Frank-
is every time it gets blood, it starts it seeps into it and it like starts changing shape, which I thought was a really
Configuration, yeah.
cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't
And-
do that in any of the other
And
movies.
the laminate configuration always stays the same.
Yes.
In the OG.
It's
it
just a little
stays
box.
A cube.
And then in
Yes.
this one, it grows. I thought that was cool too.
It grows.
The sequel to It Follows.
It follows, it grows. So then
when
that's
you
when
watch
they're
It
like,
Follows,
you know
Dan, you'll
what?
think it's very funny.
You know what? Maybe we should leave this mansion. So
Yeah.
they leave.
And then the movie ends.
Oh, this time, and the sister, Riley, was like, we gotta go.
Yes.
Thinking, hey, we leave the mansion, nothing's gonna happen.
No.
So they get into the van,
Which, honestly,
which boyfriend drives,
yes, with the other boyfriend.
Oh, and one thing
with
that
with brother boyfriend in the back
Brother
with
boyfriend.
girl who has
Roommate.
roommate who
Roommate.
has bloody back,
And girl with addiction.
syndrome. Bloody back syndrome.
and girl with addiction is in the front passenger seat.
Yes.
And they're
Yes.
speeding down the dark
Going in
dirt
circles.
road, going in circles. No, we turn left here. No, it's there.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say this was strike 3 for me when they find roommate and she stumbles out of the passageway. There's a very quick like little piece of dialogue by Trevor where he's like, I don't know, I don't think she's right. Like basically saying she's just mumbling random stuff. Don't believe her. It was very
And then-
very like
Wow, I
she's out of it
honestly-
is what he
Again,
says.
I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
you
think,
couldn't see this movie either.
No, I just sat there like the dumb guy watching a movie. Like
I don't think I was trying to figure it out.
I was
yeah.
just like, I was like, okay.
Take it for what it is.
I don't think I was either. It's just that by that point I was already suspicious, so I was looking for like.
This
I
wasn't
wasn't
your first
trying
time
to
watching
figure
it,
it
right?
out.
No, this is my second time,
I
but
was-
I got it the first
I kept
time too.
stopping to see how much time was left. However,
Damn.
You know what I was
Like, where
waiting
are we at
for
here?
when they were
Yeah.
driving in
oh,
circles?
20 minutes. A lot still has to happen.
When they were driving in circles and they're like, "Where are we going? We're going the wrong way. We're going." I really wanted to cut to a long shot of the van just going in like a little circle.
Like a tiny little
Yeah,
circle.
like a tiny little
Like in the
circle.
Naked Gun movies.
Yeah,
They're
like
like
in the
this
Naked
far
Gun.
apart and they're shooting at each
Yeah,
other.
just like
What I do like about the car scene though, because like in any horror movie, when someone gets into a car, you kind of feel safe. You're like, okay,
Yeah,
they're going somewhere. They're getting away from the house.
yeah,
This one fucks you up.
yeah. And I like the framing when they showed the back of it with Colin turning around to talk to them, and then you can see through the back windows the tail lights of the car
Yes. Yeah,
lighting up the forest red. It was so cool.
I like that one too. Yeah.
This movie in general I thought was shot really well.
Agreed.
Don't agree with me.
Okay, I hate it.
But yeah, that's when they start doing the whole reality shifting thing again, and I think this was the coolest.
And this is actually
Effect.
practical effect.
You know what? It could have been.
It looks fake.
Yeah, but what I mean is
At one point, yes.
you can't. I feel like you could achieve it practically. You just have to. You'd have to project the moving of the forest in the background, and then just stretch out that room.
True.
You could do it. I think you could. Maybe they
I
did.
will.
Ugh. But anyway, at this point, Dan meter. Hold on, let me pull it out.
When was it inserted back again? That's great timing.
So at this point,
I don't know, but I'm glad it's out. What?
where's your gore meter at this point?
Wait, we should ask him after we explain what happened to roommate.
Oh, actually, yeah. You know what? Hold on. Put it back in.
Oh, God.
All right. So
Let's not make that mistake again.
you put it in the wrong way. Take it out. Take it out. Wrong end.
Put it
Wrong
sideways.
end.
we have
It's
such
stuck.
sights to show
No,
you.
Dan, it's stuck.
We are in misery.
I got it twisted.
Why? Okay. Okay.
The
Did you-
motions
wait,
that
did
he's
you-
doing right
Did
now.
you reach in?
Can you guys just please finish your thoughts so we can move on?
Okay, so
I'm
that's
getting kind of
that's when
tired
they
here.
they come.
This really hurts.
I don't
You go
wanna be
walking.
here anymore.
Dan's gonna go.
started it.
Dan's gonna go into work limping and like holding his back.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Because it's for a role, Sam. It's for a role.
Yeah, because I'm saying
just
that
pretend.
he's tired.
Gaped.
I'm saying because he's tired because he was recording all night and now.
Okay, so the Cenobites come for
Roommate.
and this is when we finally like have a face to face with
Miss Pinhead.
Ms. Actually, it's just Pinhead.
Ms.
No,
Oh,
it's just they them Pinhead.
I was going to say, I think it's a they pinhead.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a male or female.
Actually, just a note.
Non-binary pinhead.
In the book, it is like an androgynous
Yeah.
thing.
Love that.
They don't specify if it's a man or a woman. They do specify that its voice is very much like it is in this movie versus the other ones.
feminine-ish?
Yeah, the whole having Pinhead be like an obvious man with this deep voice is something that comes from the first movie.
Yeah, this one, like, just Frank saying too, like, this one is a lot. I mean, I know we're saying the story is different, but a lot of, like,
The lore.
the lore is more
Closer to
is
the-
closer to the source material.
Yes. But yeah, they
Great.
They then Pinhead.
they meet they them Pinhead, and I love this entrance, and I love this like whole little section. I think it's really cool. It's also gross.
Explain it, Frank.
I
The
don't wanna do
grossness.
Explain it.
Sam, I think you would love this. Spleen it. Splain it.
I couldn't see it, so I can't.
No one's asking you.
No one ever does.
Oh, don't feel
so
left out.
sad.
He should
Just
be.
get a
Nope.
better TV.
Watch it at night.
They
I
them
did
Sam.
the first time.
Go ahead, Sam. What happens?
So they're in the hallway. I think Cenobites on either end. They then Pinhead, and then I think Chatterer
Mm-hmm.
or the Throat Girl. Anyway,
the
just
gasp.
the gasp.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really what they're called?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. And then words were exchanged. I don't know the words. What were they? Do you know the words?
It was she
Klaatu,
begs for
Verata,
mercy
Niktu.
and is told, "Who do
Nar?
you pray for?" And then
Oh, that's because she was praying.
yes,
Yeah. And then things happen, and then chains come out.
she Pinhead pulls out a
oh
pin
yeah.
and
Yeah, why don't
puts
you,
it.
I don't remember it.
Oh,
Yeah,
and puts it in
puts
her
it
like.
through her throat and like kind of
Ooh.
twists
We
it.
see a
and-
shot
Yeah.
going right
Oh,
through her
God.
throat to the other side.
It's almost
Yeah.
like Mortal Kombat, like when
Yes.
they go X-ray mode.
It was definitely an X-ray move.
I didn't like the throat part, not the going in, but like seeing from the inside.
You didn't
I
like
thought
that?
that was cheesy.
A little too CG for you?
Yeah.
I like
If they're gonna do it for real. You know.
Yeah.
Do it for real.
They
What the hell are you talking
They could've
about?
done
What the
it practically.
Hellraiser? What the Hellraiser?
That's true though. They could have done it practically. It did look a little too CG, but I like the
way too.
idea. The execution wasn't all the way there, sure, but I like the idea of doing that and then
Yeah.
just playing with the voice.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. They're like,
and that's when you know, like, they then Pinhead was like, this should feel fine.
yeah.
You should like this.
It's like, yeah.
The
we
BDSM.
know so
She-
many.
The Pinhead says, there's so many more, like something along the lines
Yeah.
of there's so many more sensations that your
About to
body
feel.
can feel, and you're gonna feel all of them, and then pulls it back out, and that's when
pretty fast too.
yes, and then they like, so she's chained up with these like meat hook things, and that's when they like kind of pull like her torso apart.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, like her whole back is like ripped off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what part you're talking about. The explosion.
Yeah, it's coming up right now.
Yeah.
But at that moment, Riley notices in the rear view mirror, she
that's a
sees
good
the
shot.
Cenobites behind them. So she turns around, and by then, roommate's blood splashes everywhere, and roommate's gone.
Roommate, go bye.
Yeah. Splishy splashy. And that causes them to crash. No.
Oh no.
So yeah, so far, where's your gross meter, Dan?
My Dan meter?
Yeah, your Dan meter.
Wait, you
Hang
gotta
on.
take it out.
Hang on 1 second.
Oh my God.
Just like roommate.
Let's
That
not
feels
do this next episode.
So much, feels so much better.
We gotta carry it through.
Just leave
What,
it
the
out,
meter?
Yeah. Put it on the table. Plop it on.
Bing.
I feel like my Dan meter's almost getting to that desensitized place
And that's a 10.
where I'm just
Oh,
sort
you're
of,
talking about the meter, or
where I'm just.
Wait, or what?
And you said let's not do this next time,
And yet,
and yet you took it to. What is going on with you?
no?
There is so many extremes
stretched
that
weird.
you
My
can
back felt
feel.
weird.
Huh?
huh? Nothing.
Yeah, I get to that desensitized place where I'm just staring at it now, kind of going,
With the carrot, eating a carrot.
wow. Carrots and hummus?
Have you found any effects so far kind of cool? Gross, like gore-wise?
I actually really liked the needle going through the throat visually. I thought that was a really cool look.
I would love for you to see Talk to Me.
I don't want to see it if it's worse than that.
Okay.
It's brutal.
What
I haven't seen it yet,
I
but
think
I've heard.
what I probably went like, whoa, man, hasn't come yet.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah.
But in terms of numbers, where's
more,
your
like? You mean in terms of gross
gore?
out?
Yeah.
It's getting pretty high.
So are you like a 7?
I'm about 7.5.
Nice. Okay.
Good pace, good pace.
Yeah, it's getting
We're
gross.
halfway through.
It's getting gross.
Living
We're
on a
not
prayer.
halfway through. We're in Act 3 almost.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Act 3, we get in the house, locked up, and now it's time for the escape. That's Act 3.
Yeah. So once they crash,
When she comes with the idea, let's trap ourselves in here.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's to me. That's beginning of Act
Yes,
3.
yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
so they crash right outside the gate.
Of
And-
hell.
Yeah. They get not
And then Michael
separated.
Cera
but-
shows up and goes, "If I can just build this wall from left to right."
We have to go back?
So basically, we'll jump a little bit. So essentially,
Could we?
the
To the
box while they were driving, the box started
laminate.
moving again, and then
Oh, yeah.
after they're crashed, Riley goes to
The
get the
bridge.
box.
Oh.
Yeah, to the bridge. She gets the box and it cuts her. And Pinhead basically says, "Hey, you're marked and stuff, but I mean, if you want to trade,
You can.
we can trade.
For another person.
Yeah, you gotta trade 2. There's 2 more. So the chatter starts chasing them, and they get kind of separated. Riley and boyfriend make it past the gate,
Oh, yeah.
and
They jump the gate, yeah.
Colin gets stuck
Behind.
behind.
The gate.
Chatter goes past Colin, kind of uses the gate, and I love the shot from up above the gate,
Yeah.
the way it like moves with
Yeah.
the gate, traps them behind it,
The
like
wall.
into a corner. And Riley has the idea of stabbing Chatter with the box, and it works.
Whoa.
That's where Travis was talking
Yes,
about.
the explosion.
Yeah, so the chains go, grab Chatter, and like from all like angles.
Isn't
And
Chatter already dead?
Yeah, and I think that's why he accepted it, or they accepted it. I like that. They're just like, all right, well, here I go.
I mean, you could kind of tell that like they were kind of annoyed, but they're like, "Ugh, I guess
Yeah.
this falls within
And
the
then
rules or
Pinhead
whatever.
was just like, I like when they were like, okay, next,
Yeah.
moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah.
More where that came from. But anyway, that's when they have the idea, right? To
Yes. To
go
lock
back to
them
the
in.
house. Yeah, and use the house to
Mm-hmm.
kind of trap them.
Entrapment.
Yeah.
Let one in. I'll stab it,
Let the right
and
one
then
in.
we'll have, and then I can bring my brother back.
Exactly.
That's her whole plan.
And
Yeah.
then they pull out the Acme box while they do this.
Yeah.
Set everything into place.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention while Riley was in the house earlier, she read up like this diary that
Yeah.
no, what was in the diary?
Everything's
so
falling
relaxed.
into place.
Yeah.
She Googled where the diary was.
So she
Yes,
read
an
up about
explanation of all the configurations.
yes.
Wait,
So there's Leviathan configuration,
That's the very
Lament
last one, yeah.
configuration, Lazarus.
Resurrection.
When
Yeah.
does Roland show up?
This is where he's gonna show up.
We're almost there,
I
Dan.
was kind of surprised
With what?
that Roland showed up. Were you
Really?
not? Yeah, I was like, oh wow,
No.
he's not dead, but he's got this like, what the hell ever that is, through the middle of his body, and he's still
Oh,
alive.
I love that. That's my favorite
Wait,
part
hold
of the
on.
movie.
What is
Continue
It's
diary.
it's a laminate.
Hold on.
Oh.
A
Continue diary.
laminate. What
Laminate.
does that even mean?
The-
Well,
the
he was
box-
explaining it.
Oh, he was.
Yeah. So
Because he wanted
every
what?
time-
What
every
is it he
time-
wanted, and that's what he got.
Hold on.
Well,
Yeah,
just-
because
I
Dan,
think we
while
can
he's
get
He
looking
there.
wanted.
it up.
He
I think
wanted,
we can jump
He
into all
wanted
this.
pleasure. He wanted because one of them was sensation.
liminal. He
Liminal.
wanted liminal.
Yeah, and that was sensation because
That-
he
yeah.
wanted. He's a rich man, so he said that he's got everything. Now he just wants to feel pleasure, and then according to Cenobites, their pleasure is pain. So that's why they put that thing in there that looks like a wind up thing, and it pulls on his nerves, which I thought was a really cool idea.
Right, so he's in
Yeah.
constant pain.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And it's not all like it stops and
Yeah.
then he's like fine and then it winds up again and he's like oh.
Yeah, no.
Right, so he needed to have this all happen again so he could get a new wish.
Yes.
Yes.
Dan, so the reason I call it laminate because the box is actually called the laminate configuration.
It's actually called the Le Marchand box. But yes,
Oh,
the
okay.
Lament
Dummy.
configuration is another
Actually,
name.
it's called puzzle box.
I'll just walk my ways out.
But is any of this explained in the movie? Like, I wouldn't
Yes.
know that?
Because
So-
that's
yeah.
all added
if
in
you
this
read,
movie.
if you pause when she was reading the diary, it tells you.
Yeah, it shows you the different
yeah, you might want
configurations.
to buy a
of
Oh,
TV
wow.
that you can pause.
Wow.
You might want to buy a
This
TV.
is kind of like
Coming
in
from
the
a
menu
guy-
when they're in the house and I don't see the pictures of the
No, coming
hamburgers,
from
so
a
I
guy
don't
that
know what's
can't
going on.
see what's on the screen.
Well, at least
That's a lot of
I just kept
sass.
pausing.
As Jen says, you're being spicy right now.
She says that?
She does.
Okay, so now let's explain. So now I get it. I mean, I got that he was in constant pain, so I was okay. I could roll with it.
Physically or emotionally?
Both.
I mean, I understood he was in pain, and I understood he wanted to get out of that, and he wanted a new wish. I got all that. So
Yeah.
whether
So-
I knew what that thing was or not, it didn't change
we
whether I
forgot.
understood it or
when,
not.
When did the boyfriend get stabbed? Because he was injured.
He,
yeah, he
I
got
think
stabbed too.
I think
Yeah.
he was stabbed while they were escaping Chatter. Right?
Who stabbed him? Oh, Chatter bit him. Chatter bit him
Did he?
at the gate.
Oh, that's right.
Should we watch this movie again?
Probably.
Does that
Sorry.
really count?
All right, let's watch it and we'll come back.
I didn't catch that part because number one, I was suspicious, so I didn't believe it. But number two, the Chatter exploding effect was really cool.
So that overtook.
So, yeah, that overtook.
Yeah.
But they try their little plan, and they get one of the Cenobites to chase Riley inside. And I thought that was really cool the way they set that up with that Cenobite kind of like shambling, and then once it like breaks free, it's really fast.
Oh,
It was
the skin.
cool.
Oh,
Yes. So the exact way that they do this was like Riley goes in first, the thing
it's a lot
follows
of moving
her.
parts. Yeah.
Yes. And then Colin is behind, and then the boyfriend is in the middle. He manages to close the Cenobite inside that box.
Yeah.
And then Riley goes in a different room. The Cenobite gets caught in between the
And she dropped
that gate, and
the
she
box.
drops the box. Yes. And then Colin's like on the other side, and he's like, "Hey, let me in. I'll get the box." And he's like, "Okay, I guess."
If you want to.
Lets him in, and now the box is missing.
Where's the box?
Roland has it, and he stabs the.
Got it.
Yeah. So then they finally have their last person.
And that's when you find out also that Roland and Travis
Trevor are in cahoots.
are in cahoots.
Cahooties.
Well, we already
Cooties.
knew it. That's when she finds out.
Oh yeah, because
That's right, because they had a
we
conversation.
already knew that.
Yeah. That's when the
That's
girlfriend
when
finds out.
girlfriend
When
finds
the addicted
out.
girl finds
oh,
out.
wow, I've been set up. Oh, my
How
gosh.
could you do
This
this?
really wasn't... I really wasn't in control of this storyline.
It's not about me.
Oh, my gosh. Now what will I do?
go back to the kitchen.
I've got to make sure I get this to all work out for me.
Woman hater. Yeah.
Stop woman hate.
All right,
Yeah.
what happens? What else happens?
So
Tell us what else
Yeah.
happens, Uncle Frank.
yeah. So Roland finally gets it to be the Lament configure. No, the Lazarus configuration, which calls forth Leviathan, the god of these.
That's such a cool name.
I know,
Right?
and the visual of it like coming out of the
Yeah.
sky and this like
It's
kind
very,
of like diamond,
very
like along-
Arrival.
yes, and it lines up perfectly with the like
frame?
ceiling. Yeah, it looked cool.
It was the same thing that probably happened at the beginning of the movie. We just didn't get to
Yes.
see all that.
Yeah,
But then you
So-
actually see what happened. Yeah. Was that
So
what you're
now
saying?
he gets his new wish, which was... Remind me?
well,
He
essentially,
wanted
Didn't really
it
make
off.
sense.
yes.
No,
He
he wanted
wanted-
it off, but he wanted his new thing to be... What? Power? Was it power?
No, sorry. Pinhead was like, you know what? You actually don't need pleasure. You need power.
That's
Yeah.
So
right.
Pinhead was the one that anointed the new
Yeah.
thing.
Gave him
Because
power.
his play was to trap the Cenobites in here and basically like barter for like his body
Life,
back
yeah.
with the Leviathan.
I'm so glad they went practical with that thing in his body.
Yes.
yeah, right? It creeped me out.
Wasn't that your favorite like thing about this?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us about
Yes.
Or don't.
I thought it looked cool.
Oh, that's perfect. Stop right there. Okay, continue.
Yes, Travis is tired.
it. So yeah, essentially, Pinhead is like, yeah, here,
Yeah.
We'll-
and I
we'll-
love
we'll
that
fix
scene.
this.
Mm-hmm.
we'll fix this.
So
Don't you worry, buddy.
They take
we got you.
They take the contraption out of his chest. He starts
heal him?
laughing wildly because he's no, and then he's hooked up
and
and,
then a big
taken
ass chain
takes
pops
him
through.
straight up and out.
I like the fact that they
We'll get back to him later.
Team Rocket is busting off again.
I like the fact that they went through the process of like healing him and showing it all very like slowly. Like it looked cool too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
oh,
then they
but
were
all
like,
things
You
fell
think
out.
that was practical?
What?
The healing?
Yeah, it took 20 years to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it could have been done practically. They didn't do it practically, or maybe
How
they.
the hell would they do the skin coming back practically?
Yeah, no, that was all CGI.
Ooh, I know
No,
how.
I think
they
you-
slice the skin and then rewind it.
You could do it with. You could do it with prosthetics.
that's what they did.
You could do it
They
with
just failed to
prosthetics.
mention that to him when he signed his contract.
Yeah.
We will be cutting you open, by the way.
Well, that's why the strike started.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to
Oh,
go there.
that damn AI. Okay. So
They could do it practically. They with CGI touch-ups. They would just make
that
the.
would take forever.
They would just do the
like a time frame, not time frame.
No, they would do like an exterior with a silicone
different stages?
look. Yeah, and then just like with wires, like just pull it back and then
rewind
erase
it.
the wires. Yeah,
You're right. Why
it
didn't
could
we
be
make
done.
this movie?
It could be
so
done.
they
Let's make
did
this movie.
they did not do that.
They did not.
And-
But they did do all of that, and then they were like, on second thought, let's just shove this giant claw through your
Yeah.
chest.
Yeah, after you've healed your chest, let's put a claw through it and then
JK.
drag you up through the ceiling. So he goes away. We'll get back to him later. And now we're down to
Just
Pinhead and Riley.
Pinhead versus Riley,
UFC. This.
which it really wasn't.
In
it
one
was
corner.
more just okay.
What do you want?
Well,
what do
see
you
you
want?
later.
And she's like,
I don't
want anything. And now I will say, I knew that's what she was going to say.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they keep
'Cause if
teasing
you
to bring
say-
back
if
the
you
brother.
say that, then they can't do anything to you except. So you've chosen.
You choose to live in regret.
Yeah. So I mean, that was the one part, as I was saying, that I actually was expecting for her to say.
Yeah.
I
Because
want
what
nothing
did
from
they,
you.
What do they keep trying to get her to do? Is bring
Resurrect.
back her, resurrect
Right.
her brother.
Right. Which we don't even know what that would have meant.
Are
so.
you guys curious though of how they would mess it up? Not
He'd
mess
probably
it up,
become
but
like a Cenobite or something. I don't know. Or like
It
be
doesn't matter. We
corpsey.
just know that it would not work out.
I'm
yeah.
curious.
Would have been a monkey's paw
Th-
situation. I
there
feel
would've-
like.
Yeah, there would have been nuts in the cupcake.
Very good.
Yum.
Are there strawberries in this? Wait, the cupcake had strawberries. The brownie had nuts.
Yeah. Check it out. Coming soon on our page. Out of retirement.
So she is now going to live in regret, live in the pain of sorrow for the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm.
And she drives away with brother's boyfriend in the car, and he says, "You did the right thing." And we basically see her staring into through the windshield, and we end the movie.
What I didn't like was how much they used the whole, well, if you want to change your choice, you got to kill 2 people. They kept bringing that up, and I just felt like it was, I don't know.
Say it again. I'm
Overused.
sorry. Say it again.
You know how they kept saying, oh, if you actually don't like your choice, just find 2 more people, and then we can change your whatever. They did that so much. I just didn't
Well,
like
that's
that.
the sequel. Hellraiser 2. More people.
When you choose to say things, do you think about them?
That was.
You know what you
So
could
my
use?
final
You could use a
thoughts.
team of writers to kind of workshop stuff for
They're
you,
all
and then get
right.
back to you and say,
Available
"Don't
right
do
now.
that, Joe."
Right.
Actually, that's great. So you don't talk at all.
So here are my final thoughts.
So I think we can go into final thoughts for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked through the entire movie. I don't want to go first, but
I'll go first.
I mean, I can.
I
It's a
didn't.
day of first for you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll be quick with this one. Hellraiser 2022, also known as Hellraiser, is the 11th film in the franchise.
Why are we going to the
Does this? That's my point.
I'm pretty sure you started with this.
You know what?
He's
It's
ready.
funny because
He's-
it's my turn. It's not your turn. So you will listen to everything I have to say.
We have been.
All right.
You will respect all my
This-
words.
Movie I thought was way better than I thought an 11th movie
Oh, okay.
in a franchise.
I thought you were going to say better
Wait,
than the OG. I was
No,
like,
I'm
sir?
just saying it's way, but like it had no. I don't know, like it had no right being this as good as it was.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it's the 11th. Where if you they made a 9th movie just to keep the rights. You know what I
Travis,
mean?
you said that.
Okay, but
Because Dan keeps making
can
faces.
I just
'Cause you
stop
keep
you just
repeating
for a
it.
second? Okay, it's way better than it should have been.
Yeah.
But what does that actually mean in a world of movie making?
Or what did you expect
Is
it to
it
be?
a good movie or is it not a good movie?
I
mean, I don't
I
mean
think
that.
it's
You know,
pretty
that's
good.
too.
I'll
That's
say it.
too.
I'll say it. I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
Like you can tell, and that's the thing is I think that which if you let me finish, while I wasn't a fan of some of the CGI work.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of the practical effects were really well done, and I thought were really cool.
Yeah.
So I figure in a movie like this, where it's already the 11th part, typically it'd be it'd just be all CG. They wouldn't care. There wouldn't be
Do
as
whatever.
much craftsmanship in this movie. I thought it was a really well done movie for Okay.
It wasn't, but this is a reboot.
That's also
This
true.
is not an 11th. It's the 11th movie, but it's not really the 11th in a story or a saga. It's
Well, it's
a
the-
beginning again.
But
They're
they-
starting
they-
all over again.
they've-
God help us. They're starting all over again.
Since you're going with that logic, Dan, I'm gonna make you watch some real shitty movies. Then we're gonna watch Texas Chainsaw 4.
But you know what I mean?
And Hellraiser.
You know what I mean? They were actually trying to start anew.
You're gonna
the
watch
slate,
Friday
so
the
to
13th Part 5.
Right. No, I know what you're
No,
saying.
I mean, like I said, I'm being a little. I don't want to say dramatic.
Nitpicky.
But like, and that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying I was surprised. I was like, this was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. The only things that I have to say complain is, it's like Frank said, half an hour too long, at least. I feel like, and like I said, I'm repeating myself. The characterization and the setup was a little rushed in the beginning. Then you just have like I don't know. It could have been. You could have cut that. I mean, you could have added more, and cut. I think some of at the same time. Yeah. But overall, I think it's a pretty good entry into the franchise. I would give it. I'm gonna give it 3.5 Dan meters.
That's pretty good.
Like 3. No, I'll stick with it. I'll do like 3.
You got
I'll
three
do
in
like
there?
3.2. That
Hang
sounds
on.
better.
That's only 3.
Dan,
No,
There's the
Dan.
half.
No,
some of it, not all of it's coming out because it's 3.2.
Okay.
3.2 Dan meters out of 5.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sam?
You want me to follow that?
I don't want to follow that.
No, leave Dan alone.
I'm still trying to recover from the 3.2 that just got yanked out of my meter.
Fine.
Anyway, I think I agree with a lot of the last half you said. I think
And what is that? Please refresh my memory.
I will repeat everything verbatim what he said. I agree with both you and Frank that it was like an hour and a half too long.
An hour and a half too long.
That means the half hour was good?
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm
Half
tired.
hour
I get
too
what
long.
you're
Thank you. But I lost where I was going. I like the message that it had about life working in mysterious ways and just having to deal with what's given to you. But I feel like the whole family drama, it was too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
That took me out. I didn't really care for that. What made it up for me was the practical makeup and everything else. So I'm gonna give it 3. What did I give it? 3 bloody sinks out of 5.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
Thank you.
That's a nice amount of fixtures.
Thank you.
Frank, do you want me to go? Do you
Go,
want to
Dan.
do you want to do a big wrap on
Go,
this?
Dan.
No,
Go, Dan,
I
go.
don't know.
I feel like this
No.
is your movie, man. Like
No.
you
Every
want
movie is Frank's movie.
to want to put a nice ribbon on this one.
I gotta say, no, you're gonna do it.
You might
I
be
have
surprised.
to agree pretty much with you guys. I think the story for the most part was fine, but it was definitely the weakest part. The thing I enjoyed the least about the movie. I thought the practical work was really good. I thought the gore was cool. The acting was all decent to good. I thought the lead did a really good job. Like, honestly, I didn't need the whole like addict backstory to
Yeah.
have sympathy for her.
Mhm.
There was a way. There was
Losing her
something.
brother was
there was
just-
yeah,
yeah.
losing her brother, but something about her just in general, her presence and her performance, made me like kind of like have sympathy for her as much as you can without having much of a backstory.
Mm-hmm.
The supporting characters were all the definition of supporting. I didn't
Mhm.
really care for
The
any of
roommate.
them. Roommate was cool because she made tapas. But
Her name's Nora.
Oh, she made tapas. Well,
She made
there's her
tapas.
arc. That's what we're looking for.
Travis is out the door.
She's the cook in the house.
I'm kidding. I know. I'm kidding.
Stand up.
So I thought the Cenobites were cool. I thought that the implication. Did not once talk about my clitoris because we were all in a Dan's meter
On
this
my
episode.
Dan meter. How did your clitoris do today?
You know what? It was satisfied. The lore, the implications of lore without going too far into
Dan.
it.
God.
We don't. How dare you, Dan?
Hey, I've had stuff shoved up my butt, okay?
And there we
then
go.
you made a joke about Dan's meter.
Oh, we have one? Thank you.
So yeah, with all that said, this movie is not perfect. It's serviceable. at worst, and pretty good time first go around at best. Could have been worse.
I wish there were more of Pinhead.
Could have been better, yes. And honestly, I feel like the gore didn't go far enough.
No.
No, the at the end when they switch Colin for Trevor, the flaying of his arm skin, I thought that was pretty gnarly.
Wait, we never mentioned what happened to Voight.
I was going to bring that up.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Roland?
Yeah.
I've got that one on my list here.
Okay, never mind. So finish, Frank.
yeah. Well, you'll set that up. So with all that being said, I'm gonna have to give this.
Can we guess?
You're gonna be surprised.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
3.8.
What about you?
3.65.
What about you, Travis?
I was gonna say like 3.6 or 7. 3.6.
I'm gonna give it 3 flayings out of 5.
Also, you and I match.
Mm-hmm.
3 what?
3
you.
flayings out of
Okay.
5. Yeah.
I will say, I kind of agree with all of you. Honestly, I think the thing I like the best about the movie, and I agree, way more Pinhead. That was probably my biggest disappointment, was I felt like I didn't get enough Pinhead. And considering I've never seen a Hellraiser movie, I could have definitely used more of that. I did appreciate the fact that there was plot all the way to the end. Mm-hmm. It didn't just become okay, here's the setup, now we're just going to kill people for the next hour. We actually had a plot. We actually had twists. We actually had twists that I didn't see coming, I will admit. But all the way to the very, very end, we had a plot. So I did appreciate that. It kept me engaged. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the addiction thing kind of slowed it all down, made it kind of unnecessary. I wish they had to come up with a different way to sort of drive the storyline. I do think if the addiction thing did anything positive, it was a reason why she was with her boyfriend, because that is something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I just that there's a somewhat of a reason why they would be together, because they're both recovering addicts, and that's also that's also a very dangerous thing to do. So I did think that part of it kind of made sense, but I still feel like there's better ways to get us through the plot, because I feel like it really slowed everything down, because we had to keep dealing with it, and it didn't really take us anywhere. For me, that's what I was saving. The whole thing that happened to Roland at the end, I actually found that to be the most disgusting part of the entire movie.
Really?
Watching his skin unfold and watch all of that happen at the very end, where he's just kind of ripping him apart.
Nope.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Was
no.
it folded?
I found that I would sort of watch that and kind of went, oh,
That's gross.
This is really
Ooh.
gross, man.
I think the fact that it was slow was
Yeah,
was
and you
gross.
could hear
Was it slow?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it was. It
You
was
could hear
slow.
it tearing, and just watch the whole. I mean, I realized it was all CGI, but
Yum.
even so, I
The
was
mouth.
like,
The mouth
part.
the mouth thing. It was just all just like made my skin crawl, just like
Goosebumps.
yeah, that was intense. But go ahead, that was intense. Travis, anything?
Dan, that's still season 1.
I was low-key hoping he actually said the joke, because it would have been funny. Because we really set it up for him.
Like when I went camping when we finished.
There we go. So it's a hard, I've never seen one of these movies before, so I can only go off of this one movie.
As in,
Wait.
he's never seen a movie in color before.
And
Damn. Ruthless. Zam.
I
Wait.
was never bored, but I was also never really excited. Like
Yeah.
I never really
You weren't
got
titillated.
I never got off the ground with this movie. Honestly, I never
Yeah.
did.
It was like to see it through.
Yeah, even parts where I went ooh or whatever. I mean, like where maybe I was a little surprised or something kind of. It never took off for me. Even all the way to the end, I never felt like it ever really got me going.
I will say the first movie, the original,
Yeah.
the gore in that movie still holds up. It's way grosser than this
Yeah.
movie.
Really?
Yes.
And that's what 1985, 86, something like that. It's in
Oh,
the 80s,
70s.
right?
I think it might
Oh,
be.
No,
70s?
it is the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like
And,
87, I think.
But I will say
So
though,
that's my. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
it's I say watch it. I don't know if we're gonna cover because it's a little different. I want to know, kind of too, how you feel about the original story.
But I feel
versus
like the
this
original
one.
story must have really set up Pinhead in a way different than this.
Yeah.
Because
It
Pinhead
definitely
became an
did.
More
iconic.
Pinhead for
Pinhead
sure.
is an iconic character. In,
It actually
in,
sets up less.
Yeah,
It does
that's
not
what-
really explain who
No,
he is or what
and-
he
and-
is.
But it must
And
in
that's what I
some way
like,
be.
though.
It must be more effective in some
Watch
way.
it.
Yes.
Watch it, and then we'll.
I might watch
we'll
it.
cover it.
I mean,
yeah, I want to
but
know. I don't
was
want to
gonna
get
say I
too
would
into
never
it.
want to see another one of these movies, but the more we talk about it, it makes me want to see the
I say we
original.
just watch the original and the part 2.
And then
I
maybe
like
Yeah,
just
part 2.
the
leave it
second
and
half
just
of
not
part
do
2
it.
is super cool.
Part 2 is a romance.
Okay. Ooh.
And part 2 is that
What
second half
would
is
you?
super
What
cool.
score would you give it?
Okay, thank you, Frank, for bringing us back. I would say because it never took off for me. Oh wow, look at this.
2.7.
Uh-oh.
I love how it won't. No, I give it a. Well, actually, I gave it a 2.3
Damn.
out
It's
of
higher than I thought you would give it.
Yeah.
a 2.3 out of 5 pins
Nice.
because I couldn't
Original.
think of anything else. So sorry, but again, a lot of that has to do with the fact that it just never really.
Took off.
I just
You
didn't
got
take.
not
didn't
two
get you
hours.
off.
It just didn't take off for me.
Speaking of taking off, we'll
And
see you next week.
And I wanted it to. Well, this has been fun. What are we
Yeah.
watching next week, Frank?
Next week we're watching. I don't know if you've seen this one actually. We're watching Final Destination.
Oh
I
my
have-
God, are we watching that?
Yes, we are.
Guess what, Frank?
We haven't done that one already?
No.
No.
Have
Guess
you
what,
seen
Frank?
it?
I have not.
Great. I can't wait to
I
hear
just
what.
I just rewatched 2 and 3 the other day.
Yeah.
How many Final Destinations are there?
It's
There's 5
Wow.
with the 6th
'Cause
one
you think
coming.
the-
Sixth
you
one
think
in the
Final
works.
Destination would only have one.
No,
It would be final.
That's the
Final-ish
the farthest
destination.
from
Yes.
the destination.
Final
Dan.
Destination again.
Dan, I'm gonna say this.
Another final.
I know
Are
I
we there
say it
yet?
a lot. I know I do say this a lot, but like I'm serious with this one because there's like don't read anything into it
No.
before you
Yeah,
watch it. Like
don't.
you really cannot.
Where can I watch this?
It's on. We have it on Vudu.
Yeah. It's on there.
I don't think it's on any
And
streaming.
Voodoo,
watch-
commercial-free Voodoo?
Yeah, and watch. I'll send you the cover and the year because it gets confusing. They
You'll
try-
send it to me in a year?
Yeah.
No, I said and the year it came out because they do a thing where they do a prequel, how it's Final Destination, but one of the prequels is called The Final Destination. So make
Well,
sure
like,
you're watching.
Two of the sequels are called Final Destination and The Final Destination. It's very.
It's weird.
It's a thing.
What year am I looking for? That'll always help me.
2000.
Yeah, 2000.
Final Destination 2000. Please
Look for the-
text that to me.
Look for the earliest year.
All right, I am.
Hey, follow us, review us, like us, share us,
Subscribe us.
subscribe us,
Fillet us.
a fish.
mignon us.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, filet mignon. Join us next week on Strangers in the Alps, slasher podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Hulu Travis.
I'm Sam.
I have been rebooted.
As
That's Frank.
can't wait to talk to you next week.
Bye.
We have plenty of things.
We are out.
Happy birthday, Ari.
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 Ari.